Oh, get me in the picture, Dad. Get me in the picture. All right, where we're headed. That's Mike Albright. All right, we're headed up there. The winch is on the left, above the gray blocked area, and right there, backlighted by the white, should be the ET platform. And the ladder should be right along where that vertical white tubing is, up above there, and the winch is on top. Okay. Here we go.
Gotta use your finger and point to it?
Well, the foam.
The shed.
Yeah, the shed. So that was...
Okay, so they didn't replace anything, they just sanded it down?
No, that's what I thought that they replaced, and I talked to the guy again today, and he says no.
Just sanded it?
They basically just sanded to smooth it out. Well, plus, that's the hardest part of the material is the... oh, what's the term that they call for the outer part of the foam?
Skinned over part?
Yeah, but there is a word for it.
It also deteriorates with...
Right?
Yes. See,
right,
right,
yeah.
Directly to the right of that
of the white tubing
is your ladder, because if you're looking at the middle of it, okay? If you go up from there, see the offset where it offsets to the right. Yes. Now, where you get that, if you'll notice the platform above that, notice the rounded edge.
Yeah.
That is what is going to be coming into the booster.
Forward. All right.
That part comes into the booster.
Booster.
Okay. Above that,
What's
just
high for the booster?
that's the part that goes into the booster. Above that, just to the right, just slightly above that to the right, that is your ET platform, because you can see the other half of it on the other side. It looks like a pork chop. Okay.
Gotcha.
The thin narrow portion that extends, that's a little flipper portion that they use a screw thread, and it's got a screw jack mechanism for raising and lowering that. And that's built in on the floor. It's a nut that's on the floor that they use a wrench on for raising and lowering. And I don't know if I can I can just make out the screw jack mechanism. Maybe the camera will pick it up later.
Zoom.
Now, if you come down the ladder again, notice also you come to a point where, hey, what happened to my ladder there? It's rotated up. They have to do that in order to miss the wing when they rotate into place. Okay? Notice that has to come out in order to miss that angle on the wing there. Okay, and that's on both ends. If you look on the other side, there's the back side, because there's a ET platform on both sides, so you got mirror images. Okay, if you look up above the platform, you can also see the I-beam structure that supports what will be the brake and the part of the winching mechanism, and you can just make out the very top edge of the motor on the back portion of that upper deck. Just, you can just see the motor there, and that's what we're going to be going to look at.
Yikes.
Okay. Yeah, well, like I said, that's
you guys are afraid of heights?
I will find out today.
Guys, this is one you really got to kind of improvise and try to be as professional as you can. And how do I teach this? How do I do this class today? How am I going to do this? I got a bunch of research, guys, and quite frankly, guys, do you have any questions? It's do your walkdowns, watch your safety procedures, and just do the best you can.
Getting a crick in my neck here.
All right, well, let's go up and maybe we can go for a ride on this thing. Hell, it'd be a blast. Let's go. We're getting ready to rotate this into place on that railroad track right there.
A little panoramic view of VAB.
Oh, over this way? Yeah, but then it looks too unprofessional, like we're here doing something else. There's a VAB way out over there. Astronauts are supposed to be coming up, and they'll take their crew photo with them over there. And no, yeah, you could see the nude beach from here. There's the ocean. We're going to take pictures of this. Yes, this is definitely cool here. Beam me up, Scotty.
Take a ride in that, Russ?
I don't know. I got to tell you what. When they start counting down,
Big deal. Everybody's waiting.
okay.
I'd hurt you to get on there.
We're headed. You can actually see the inertia reel, that inertia reel hung up there, and some of the other stuff that's part of the winching. We want to go there and walk across. We're going up there. Great shot of the baskets here, boy. You get to look all the way down the cables.
Across the nose there.
Jack pad closeout.
Took me a long
Test
time to
plug.
get used to being up here again.
And that's where they sanded the foam. Graphite epoxy nose pad.
Look at that bikini.
Tell us about your experience climbing the steps on the RSS rotating service structure as they have their call to stations. Nice shot of the pads, Titan pads, and all the way down.
So you're the one that's taking this class, aren't you?
This is not normal procedure, you guys. That's where we were. There's a vehicle. Can't see the vehicle now. Can't see the vehicle. Platform. That was 10 floors. That's the platform from below that I filmed that I said was, that's the one that will swing in, and basically that gives you access to the forward skirt of the booster. Yes, we're aware. We just wanted to get over here so that we could use the hour rather than having to stand around and wait.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, and that's where we're headed. The ET platform just above it. And you can see the ladder access, where you'd have to access, and depending on the height, whether or not you'd have to go through that offset section of the ladder. And we're going to do the inspections up above there.
How do you get up there?
Over here. We're moving. We're on the rotating service structure, and we are moving. We're flat-ass hauling. I can feel the floor humming.
This is a 30-minute move.
That's what they said.
Backwards.
There's a fella down there living life dangerously. He's just making sure, he's basically at one of the roads, that's our pivot point, and he's making sure all those cables and so forth stay clear. Otherwise, there's the other pad, no vehicle there, and just kind of a beautiful view. Those are the winch motors. That's for the minus Y side. That's for the plus Y side, for the ET platforms.
Barely. Nothing you wouldn't normally feel because of the motor running or something.
And geez, just a shot all the way around here, back to the vehicle. And basically we're closing in on that, and we'll close in right over the top of it. And you can see that we're moving. If you watch that handrail, you can see that we've closed the gap some there. This portion right there is going to be tank. That's where it's going to end up, on the tank. We're actually, if you stand right there, that nose cap of the vehicle is below that, just underneath that, if you're underneath.
Oh, I've never seen it, but I don't
Well, here.
connect to this.
Here, I'm going to show you. Here it is.
You filming this?
Yeah, a little bit.
Remember, once this moves into place and the vehicle's there, you're going to be all disoriented again, probably. There.
Oh.
Okay, that one, it's raised. And it has to be up in order to clear the forward bipod.
Bipod?
Yeah, if you're raising or low, you can't see a line there. Is it full or empty?
Alright, that's the gearbox sight glass.
Right. I've seen enough of them now that if they're dark, there's something in there.
Spec ropes,
That's your cable.
connections.
Connection. Make sure the thing's bolted to the damn deck. We're going to get to the electric brake here pretty soon. You know, I'm checking to make sure cotter pins are in place.
Guide rollers clear.
Guide rollers are going to be on the platform itself. We're not going to be able to see those till we go down lower. Didn't they have something in there about checking the brake? No brake. Go back to the first step. I bet you we flew by that. Verify look.
My presence of tech platform radio.
Okay, which means they should be up here because they should be monitoring this stuff and watching to make sure everything's working okay.
Place for him to stand.
basically here. He might be here. He might even be right up there in the corner. He might be on the other side of these cables. You know, that's up.
Woo! Here we are, rolling in.
Okay. ET tank.
When we get in a little closer, you'll be able to see the jack pads a little bit more.
Yeah.
Wow. It's a smooth ride, isn't it?
It is.
Unless you look, you wouldn't even know you're moving.
Disney couldn't.
Kevin's doing an excellent job with the camera now. But look at the attach points. You know, it doesn't look like
Look how
jack
close we are.
there. That forward attach point, it's just a bolt, about a 1-inch bolt in the bottom of the vehicle. One heck of a bolt.
I got your jack point.
Now you can see that can be rather crowded when you get on that ET platform. You get 2 people down there, especially once you get that 3-legged cable connected. I'm standing over there, and I got no handrail. There was nothing. Like I said, blue sky and flame trench.
Huh.
And it's a long way down there when there's no MLP here.
Yeah.
Then it's another 50, 60 feet to the bottom.
Look at how close we are. That's amazing.
And, you know, that's why they use that laser sighting. You notice I don't see anybody on that level watching it. It must be down below. Okay, now they're going to slow. It stops pretty quick. It's smooth too.
Yeah, it doesn't sway.
Probably, well, with it connected to the pivot point back here,
Yeah.
that probably helps out quite a bit.
Can you get also to the smoke?
Watch, I'll fall 5 feet and break a leg.
You want to stand here and do it?
Maybe. I think the sun's screwing up the exposure here.
You can't tell. You can't tell.
You can't tell?
Cup your hand over your eye, and you can't use that. Just go straight back. I know you could if you jumped. Okay, here you can see that if you were to raise or lower the ET platform, you definitely have some problems with the bypass. Yeah. And typically, where they're at right now, they're up as high as they'll go. Usually they're not gaining access. Well, they have to gain access to them from that point. Otherwise, how can you lower them? You have to get on them and lower them because that's where the pins are. We are shoot down there. Those are the four aft booster separation motors. You can see the hold down post right in between the number 1 and number 2. You can see the forward strut, the milk can cover, because it has to have thermal protection on it because there's cabling that crosses over between the ET and the booster there. And the little box sticking out towards Kevin's feet is the integrated electronics assembly, what I call the speed brake. Real aerodynamic device. All right. This is hauling the entire load. It's no different than if you went over the bridge bucket system and I showed you what was called a Dillon switch. In essence, if this feels an overload, and the numbers should be in the book. If they're not in the book, they'll be in my notes. If it feels an overload, there are limit switches.
Russ was just telling us about how these brakes can fail.
Now you'll notice there's only one inertia reel on either side. So how many people are supposed to hook off per inertia reel?
One.
One. So what's that mean about the second guy? They have a rope that they tie on, and yeah, zoom it and you'll catch the camera flashes.
Yeah, down the basket pit. Catch the baskets when they fly off the 215.
They must not have gotten here in time for their vehicle shot. Oh well.
They may have, I don't know.
I'll teach them to get out of bed. Okay, you can follow me now. I want to make sure they go through the star shows. There's still an intermediate section of track here.
Yeah.
Go show how that, and that has to swing into place. But also then right here, swap positions with you once you get that. There's an intermediate section, and hold on again.
Yeah.
That's it's 2 or 3 feet that long here? How long is that? No, it's way long. It's 10 feet long, and this has to swivel down and fill in between.
Yeah.
And this is where they disconnect the cable as part of the limit switch, so that we have a different limit switch. Look, there's one of your laser sights.
Targets.
Targets right there. When they would use that. If the platform was down lower right now, you'd open the gate, you just step out in. Right here, and keep, here you go. Look at that, you already got it hooked up. Otherwise it's up above. You might want to film that part. This is your inertia wheel. Otherwise it's, otherwise.
Tip over backwards
This makes the whole thing.
Hey, I'm almost out of tape. What does it say when it's flashing tape?
Well, that means we got a couple more minutes. See, does it make it, do the clouds make it look like people on the video, like the damn thing's moving? Because it sure feels like I'm on a boat right now. Yeah. All right, if the inertia reel cable's all the way up, the guy up above is going to reel it down. 3 days, 24 hours a day, 80 grit sandpaper. They let them back it up a little bit in some places, but otherwise they were just using it loose. It sands easy now. It's getting through the initial outer surface. Those that don't know, the yellow part does not fly. Thanks, Russ. You're welcome.
Wait a minute, you were doing an impression, right?
When you had a model of stuff, that's because they didn't know any better.
That's a Pete story. Now we're following him into a little room with access to...
The bigger the story got, the more Pete
This is right above the windows.
This is the front of fire.
That's Jim Bell, one of our other instructors.
Oh, it is Jim Bell. It is Jim.
Jim!
I don't believe he knows that we're filming him.
Jim Bell. Jim Bell. Jim Bell.
Paging Jim Bell.
Paging Jim Bell.
He's doing a class.
Paging Jim Bell.
There's Bob Bell.
Paging Jim Bell. What? Paging Jim Bell.